The Trump administration now proposing fines and possibly prison time for immigrants who fail to register with the Department of Homeland Security. The administration would give people the chance to join the registry through an online form. It would apply to people 14 years of age and older. So let's talk about the legality of this proposed rule. Our 9 News legal analyst Whitney Traylor joins us now. And first, you were just telling us this is something that actually has tried to get on the books several times in American history in the 20th century.
Yeah, that's right. It's actually part of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. So it's been on the books, but the question is, will it actually be used and how will it actually be enforced? And so it dates back to even 1940, the Alien Registration Act, right before the U.S. got into World War II.
So this does exist or didn't exist but was proposed back then?
No, it did exist, and it's just been rarely used. And so using a registry, the 1940 example was a time that we used it in somewhat recent history. And then again, George Bush, he had the National Security Entry-Exit Registration, which was focused on 24 different Muslim countries and North Korea. And so folks were required to be tracked on that, and I think 83,000 people actually registered at that time, and 13,000 actually started in the deportation process.
I was going to ask you if it's legal, but apparently it's legal. It's on the books. It's been challenged, I imagine, but has stayed.
It's been challenged, but the question is, so it may be legal on its face in the sense of, yes, we can have this registry, but the question is, how will it then be used? So is this going to be part of an expedited removal process? Is it going to take out your Fourth Amendment, unreasonable search and seizure process and your Fifth Amendment due process? So the implementation of it is where I have a question. And based on this administration's executive orders and what they've been trying to do with regard to immigration and these mass deportations, I suspect it's going to be really unlawfully used and it will be challenged. The problem is folks will already be deported by the time that process works its way through.
You brought up enforcement.
Yeah.
I mean, and being just registering, you know, do people want to register for something like this? And if they do register, and then if they try to enforce it, what kind of penalty would somebody face if they don't have proper documentation? Yeah,
and your first question, I'll answer first. I don't think people will want to sign up because this is for folks who are undocumented, and so no, it's basically saying, hey folks, if you came in the country without proper documentation, we want you to give us all your information and sign up. So I don't think folks will want to do that. Now, with respect to the fines, they can be fined, I think, up to $1,000 and 6 months in jail just for failing to be on the register. So, and I think the idea behind that is that they don't sign it. They're stopped. This will give all these different federal agencies the opportunity to stop people who they suspect. So I think there's going to be a lot of racial profiling. And then if you're not on the registry, then that is actually a crime. A lot of the immigration is not a crime. It's administrative or civil penalties. So here that crime will then allow them to be deported more expeditiously. And I think that's the idea behind pushing this registry.
To enact and enforce it is something that we see like in an executive order or just like a change of policy.
Yeah.
And then it would be challenged. But it's not like something this would have to go through Congress and become law.
Right. So this was part of one of the executive orders, I think Section 7 of the main executive order dealing with immigration is that we're going to start this registry. And so they're pulling from the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. So, but the question is how you go about the enforcement. So even though it's on the books, it's the implementation that I'm really going to watch out for. And as most things, there has to be an actual harm before it's challenged. So we're going to see this challenged. But again, with these deportation and these expedited removals, a lot of times folks aren't even getting before an immigration judge before they're deported.
Before they're already gone.
Exactly.
Or they're being sent somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, well, this is a lot to think about, too. And I'm just so curious as to the register. I mean, people are scared already, but they're threatened with this, so, okay.
So yeah, it's going to, sure. It'll be something to watch out for. We're going to have lots of litigation, but those folks who are nervous this is even a greater reason to be nervous, and it just gives another tool in this mass deportation effort.
We'll continue to talk about it. We'll get the latest and some examination of the legal aspects with you, Whitney Traylor. Thanks.
Sure thing.